Hey everyone, in this video we'll cover about how to edit the graph state and also how to implement human in the loop. Okay, so this is the most useful technique and we all know how crucial it is in terms of implementing agent applications. Right, so let's start this. Like these things we already covered, right? So we created some tools, right? So with the multiply, addition, division, arithmetic operation. Let's say user ask any question to perform some arithmetic operations, it will going to perform. So this is the normal approach. These things we covered like before calling the tool, we can put some interrupt before equal to assistant, right? So like whatever edge we created before that we need to maintain like okay, so before moving from that state to another state, that point to another point, you have to interrupt, right? So these things we covered. Now what we do is like let's say you given some message like multiply 2 and 3. um, Later you can mention like uh, I don't want this. You you modify that message to 3 and 3. So right. So in this way also we can do. So earlier we given like multiply 2 and 3. Now the state itself, the human message itself, you can see the same graph. You can see this in this way you configured initial input, and after that in this way you did the stream, and after that you can see this. There is a method that is known as update underscore state. Using that, you can modify that part. So in the state itself, in the message itself, hey, I don't want to go ahead with the previous message. I want to go ahead with this before calling the tools. So that kind of technique you can implement. Okay, so that is the advantage. So graph is already you already build this one graph, right? So in the same thing, you can methods are available in the name of update underscore state. You will get it. Right. So this is one thing. You can see this. So first you given multiply 2 and 3, and after that you mention like, oh no, I actually multiply 3 and 3. Right. So then it will do the certain process. It will do the tool call. It will execute. It will return you the response. So that is updating the state. So this is the point we want to cover, like updating the graph state or editing the graph state. Now we'll see like how you apply human in the loop logic. Okay. So human in the loop is nothing but in Python we have this method known as input, right? So let's say you doing some computer vision application. Whenever user hit Q, then it has to end the entire thing. So you put some condition, user input, right? So or you are doing some simple example, you're doing some operations. You are in the logic you given some you need some inputs from the user, right? So what you do input and enter this value. In that way you give the logic, right? Same thing, same concept here. So what you do is like in this way you can after giving the system message, after doing this step, after putting this tools, and you can add this human feedback. You can create your own logic. At this moment, it's not the method is just an empty. It's just doing the pass, just ignoring that. But later we'll do that. But interesting thing is like you can put some interrupt before, like before calling the assistants. Also, you can make one feedback loop, right? Human feedback in that way wherever you want. So that logic you can implement, right? So this is the same technique, and given this, and after that this, it has to perform, and you can see this. You can see this is the point I want to convey. In Python, there is a default method is their input. So tell me how you want to update the state. So after giving the initial state, you are putting some condition like, okay, update this, then you are updating the state and you're mentioning it as a human feedback, right? So this is the way you are changing. It's like you are directly taking from input from the user. Okay. So that's it, guys. Like, these are the basic stuff, like how using this Python by default models, like by default methods, how you can get the inputs from the user. So that part we covered. So simply, we can there is a method which is available that is known as update state. With this, you can update the whatever previous state is there, that you can modify the message, and after that with the help of this input, so you can take some content from the user. So you can make it as a human feedback. So at this moment, it doesn't making sense. But once we proceed further, we'll do some complex problems. At that time, these all things will make a lot of sense. So we're understanding, okay, what kind of features are there in the line graph. So we'll understanding all the techniques. You consider it as a rules, understanding each rule, and after that, once you know all the rules, you can break the rules. So like before playing the game, you have to know the rules, right? That's why we are covering. After that, after doing all these things, after learning, covering all these points, we'll implement some hands-on practical projects. At that time, all these things will be definitely plays a crucial role. Okay. So that's it from my end. We'll see the next things in the next tutorials. Till then, take care. Bye bye.